after she testified to all of that, at the end of the day, the jury determined that there was sufficient evidence to convict Mr. Lanez, right?
Yeah, that's exactly
Or
what.
just to say that the jury believed her, right?
Yeah, well,
Objection as to form.
I would imagine they believed her. I don't know if did we do a polling of all these jurors? I mean, they voted overall.
Hold on,
Mr.
Mr. Allen. I think you and I already discussed that the jury came to their decision unanimously, right?
Yeah, but the decision that they came to was that Tory is guilty, not that they believe Meg Thee Stallion and everything she said on the stand. Like, was there a verdict on that? We don't know. I'm just saying I don't believe that chick at all.
Yes, it's called a guilty verdict for him having shot her. That is the verdict that they came to, right?
But that's not necessarily mean they agreed with everything of her testimony. There was times she didn't remember things. It doesn't mean they agreed with everything she said. They agree with what the prosecutor alleges, but that's not necessarily means that a guilty verdict doesn't mean. I've seen many imperfect witnesses who get things wrong, maybe not be forthcoming on the stand, and they still get the favorable verdict. The verdict got nothing to do with Meg. This chick's a liar. Like, that's point blank period. I don't know,
You believe that the verdict had nothing to do with the victim's testimony that she was shot by Tory Lanez.
Ma'am.
Objection as to form.
Ma'am, you're cleverly but not cleverly trying to make me say something I'm not saying. So I'll state it on the record unequivocally. The jury believes that Tory shot Meg. The jury, from what I know, did not issue any statement, vote, or any opinion that they believed everything Meg said. Is one of the things Meg said that Tory shot her? Yes. So they believe that. However, the reason why I don't believe Meg in totality is that once I've deemed you as a liar, listen, they say don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. I kind of throw everything you got to say. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't tell me the sky's blue. I got to go check for myself. You're a liar. So that's my perspective. So if Meg told me today, hey, listen, it's raining outside, I'd be like, give me a second, and I would go outside and go look. And I'd be like, you're right. That's just my opinion.
Ooh, boy. Action-packed show. DJ Akademiks out here, right? He had no attorney. Treat the deposition like it was a Discord chat. You can't make this up. So now, should he plead the fifth at certain things? I think he should have. He should have had a lawyer there. But hey, who am I to judge? He was confident enough to think that he could do it. But not everything is content. Him, Whack, who else? Adam 22, they all believe everything is content. And trust me, Cloud Babies, I'm here for the BS, all right? I was entertained with this. Now, some people saying that he should not have done this. Like, he should have definitely pleaded the fifth and then also have a lawyer there with him because he could have, put himself in jeopardy, right? Now, watch this. Put Akademiks here. There's certain things I feel like he went too far. Well, she break it down too. So listen to this.
With a massive law firm without an attorney. A lot of y'all think y'all bigger than the program, and you're not. You're not. This is my legal, educated opinion about why that was dumb as hell, but you don't even need a legal background to understand that would be dumb. When you are sued, you need to get an attorney. I don't care if you get a top attorney, a one-man show. I don't care who you call. Better call Saul. You better get on the phone, babe, because you need an attorney.
Better call Saul.
He just did a deposition. Of course, he chopped it up because I can't find the full video. Maybe if it's out there, please link me to the full video. I was only watching his reaction to the video or to whatever he found or whatever he recorded. So he did not go in there with an attorney. He went in there with 3 of their attorneys and then a bunch of other attorneys obviously watching, and they were coming in and out the room, he said. So a deposition, consider a deposition, just basically a formal, legal, long interview. That's what you need to think of it. So when you get to the deposition portion, you're in the discovery portion of the pretrial. So you file your lawsuit, they respond, then you have something called summary judgment, and motions to dismiss. So summary judgment is us saying, we think we have just all the evidence. We don't even need to go to trial. You should just rule in our favor. So you have summary judgment. And then you also have motions to dismiss. We don't think you have enough to even prove anything. They've made it past that. They don't have enough evidence to be outright right, but they also don't.
I don't know if you guys ever seen the Trump deposition against Eugene Carroll when he was getting sued for rape or sexual harassment. He played the fifth like at least 175 times. I feel like that's what Act should have done. At certain points, in certain times, he should have done it.
Have enough evidence to say that nothing happened. So now we need to go into discovery. This is the discovery. So your side is gonna give me information and my side is gonna give me information, and I'm gonna have the court backing. So I'm gonna be able to get all those files and all those stuff that you were potentially keeping secret, all that data you have, I'm now gonna have access to it. And a part of that access is to interview people in a formal in a setting and question them regarding the case matter. And that's exactly what a deposition is. So it's usually held at a lawyer's office, and whoever has the nicest office, and you go there and you need to sit down and be prepared. We obviously, the Lil Wayne interview, we've seen Jocelyn and her wig get deposed. It's just something that we've seen, and usually they do release that later on. But Akademiks had to sit through 7 hours. 7 hours is normal. 7 hours is normal. So it sounds crazy. He did not prepare for it. He did not prepare for it, and he did not have an attorney there. Your attorney needs to be there because your attorney should be actively objecting to certain questions that could be decided later on if you have to answer. There's a lot of questions. The way they ask the question is important. You may feel like we're going over something again and again and again, but they're actually trying to ask you questions that specifically go into the elements of defamation. I have made so many defamation videos. I cannot go over it one more time. But there's certain elements that you need to prove. And one of them is saying it in a public place, is saying it in a place where other people can hear it. Where did you say these things? That's even one of the clips. Where did you say these things about Megan? He gonna say on the internet where I told everyone who ever listened to me. What? No, that is not the way. No. Why would you say that? Why would you say it like that? Like, even if he's gonna go with the defense, which is it's his opinion, why would you say that you told everybody that would listen to you? And because Megan Thee Stallion, if you watch my other videos, you know Megan Thee Stallion is a public figure. Akademiks is also a public figure. So there needs to be there's a higher standard. Actual malice. You need to prove that what you did had malice intent. So you need to prove that he knew. There's a point in time that he knew what he was doing was spreading lies. Like, he knew he was doing that, but he still did it anyways. So they need to prove that actual malice. Because there could be defamation if it was like two normal people, but because Megan Thee Stallion is a huge star, they're gonna, his defense is gonna say, look at this woman, she's a huge star, she's everywhere. She had an interview on Good Morning America, like, she's a huge star. You need to prove actual malice, right? He literally, basically, what it looks like from the clips I saw, handed that over as well. He handed it over because he said that she's a liar, which is true, because she did lie. We all lie. But she lied in that interview about them having sex. And personally, I would have taken it to the grave. But she lied in the interview about them having sex. I think she admitted it in the interview. And so he called her a liar, and he's like, I don't trust liars. I know that they probably were like, have you lied? Do you consider yourself a liar? Do you consider other people liars? I know he's not going to show you that part of it, because you know that they're going to ask him, how do you say one person is a liar so you don't believe them, but then Tory Lanez you don't consider a liar? I know they asked him about his sources, but he does have some privileges regarding like telling the sources, but he's already also admitted it. You have to understand, this is a major law firm. Quinn Emanuel is a huge law firm. They do litigation. When shit's going bad, you call Quinn Emanuel. They watched all his videos 100 times, transcribed all the videos, highlighted all his videos. They've seen all the things. He is a streamer. They've watched his streams. They have a whole bunch of interns doing that hard work of watching all his streams and seeing all the things that he said. And he runs his mouth for a living. So I know there's a lot of things he probably just doesn't even remember saying, but they know what you said, and they know that they can prove malice. And then plus you saying and being contradicting in so many ways, because he always slips up. He always slips up and reveals a source, or always slips up, like he just talks too much. So plus him going into that deposition with no attorney to protect him from himself.
Yeah, that was bad.
It's like, y'all
it was
are not
entertaining, but it was bad at the same time.
You're not smarter than a bunch of attorneys, because you may be smarter than one or two, but you're not smarter than the group. You're not smarter than a bunch of people who have to sit for hours and listen to every single stream while you fucking turn the camera off and go to bed drunk. They were wide awake, writing every fucking thing you ever said down. You're not bigger than the program. If you get sued, you need to get an attorney. You are not walking into a 7-hour deposition and think you're walking out and gonna go on your Twitch stream and brag about it. You fucked up. You gave them everything they wanted. DJ Akademiks is going to lose this lawsuit. Like, I don't know. You tell me, does he have an attorney? Like, who is representing him?
All right, well, he's not in the lawsuit. That was just a deposition just in regards to Megan Thee Stallion suing Milagro. Okay, so now we're going to go watch the deposition with Ak, what he had shared earlier. And this right here is a clown show. It's a clown show. He's schooled this lawyer right here, this chick. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't think you guys can see it. Hold on a second. He schooled this chick right here real bad. Her right here. Oh man, let's watch.
I plan on releasing the entire deposition.
Fast forwarded.
It's not exactly 7 hours. We did from 10 to 5.
3
there was
hours.
multiple breaks in between, so I don't know how long that turns. I think it turns out to be like 5.5 or something. I can't release it at the moment fully. I am going to play some of it. I'm not going to release it at the moment fully because I was made aware that there are, or I was introduced or privy to some quote unquote discoverable materials that's in that case that's under protective order. Obviously, and I told him there's recording cameras in the room that I'm sitting in. It was going to be recorded. Like everything is, every stream, I have surveillance cameras back there. There's nothing that I'm doing that's not going to be recorded for my safety and everybody else. But I also want to be, respectful. So I would probably have to edit out and the lawyer for Megan Thee Stallion, and I'm going to say / Roc Nation because you're going to notice some other attorneys hop in there, and it's going to be very interesting. But we're going to get to that. So first and foremost, I plan to put it out. Okay. They try to ask all type of questions, like everything they've asked. And maybe that's why people are scared of depositions. I've told y'all all this shit. I don't give a damn. You get what I'm saying? So, there's nothing that I'm hiding from in terms of information. And, to be honest, like if it could have been live stream, I would have live streamed it yesterday, if you ask me. Right. Of course they try to get into certain details. Yo, how much you getting paid? How much you do this? How much blah, 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 blah. And all that type of stuff. The deposition was a fishing expedition, if you ask me. They wanted to know about Nicki Minaj. They wanted me to, I could tell they wanted me to make a statement on the record that Nicki Minaj pays for promotion or maybe music promotion or blogs or, well, let's not say blogs, me. But that would be asinine. I've never liked Nicki. Nicki's never liked me, But they wanted to get, I could tell they have whatever agenda they have versus Nicki, they're operating on, right? So they're like, let's see if Ak knows anything. And they try to, because Megan Thee Stallion versus a blogger has nothing to do with Nicki Minaj. Yet they ask about Nicki Minaj. Yet they brought up Drake multiple times. Yet they asked if Drake has paid me. When Drake is not the subject, he's not defendant. He's not, that I know, any party to this damn case that they're claiming defamation by a blogger. Then they got into a part when they said, it's like, it wasn't even a deposition at that point. It was like two people arguing in the room. It's like she wanted me to basically say that Meg didn't lie. And I'm like, no, I believe she's a liar because I have seen her lie and I've heard her admit to lying. What more do I need to deem a person a liar? Well, the jury believed her. Why you don't believe her? Like, man, shut the fuck up. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to let you know how this is a top law firm. Jay-Z, Quinn Emanuel, that's a law firm. By the way, I went toe-to-toe with him. No lawyer with me. I was just there. I'm just there weighing it. You feel me? If you want to know who are these people, this is a court reporter. Type in. This is the main lawyer that is operating from Quinn Emanuel on this particular case for Megan Pete. This lawyer here, which you're going to see how interested it is, because we got their names. We can Google them. We can Google them. She works at Quinn Emanuel. Matter of fact, let's Google them now. Okay? Let's Google them now, actually. Let's Google them. Because they have a good time Googling me. They brought up 20 different articles that they said I was associated with, right? So let's see if we can flip the script. Let's see what's going on. Started to listen. I know what law firm you guys are. They bring this woman in and she pops on screen. I'm like, huh? Let's Google who she is. Let's Google who she is. Shall we? This is her right here. Team Roc. And this is her. What's Team Roc? By the way, she's an associate at Quinn Emanuel in the Los Angeles office. She joined into Team Roc. What the fuck is Team Roc? Oh, okay. 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 Team Roc. But anyway, remember, by the way, I asked them because they wanted to clarify some things up front. Do you know who Daystar Peterson is? I said, know him as Tory. I said, but I'm confused. I thought this was a case having to do with Milagro Grams, a.k.a. Milagro Cooper, versus Megan Pete, a.k.a. Meg Thee Stallion. Why are you saying if I'm familiar with Daystar Peterson? Is he a defendant? Is he a co-defendant? No. But they just wanted to ask about him the whole time. Who else? Who else did they ask about? So I tell them, I say, well, Roc Nation's name keep coming up. Are they involved in this? And they're like, oh, they're not a plaintiff. It's only Megan Pete. But clearly, it's the same office that works with both. All right. So I'll start off by there. Right. So we have Big Ak, lawyer who thinks she's like, I don't know who she thinks she is. Then there's another lawyer. She's like the exhibit girl. And then she's the Roc Nation, like whatever. And then there's a bunch of other lawyers. They're all in there. Like I can see the chat. They're all in there. I can imagine whatever. And this is the good old court reporter. I believe her name is Annette. She's a really nice lady, okay? She told me to slow down a few times. I was speaking too fast, okay? But it's all good. She's a great woman. Now, before I get to it, and by the way, again, because I got a piece of how I could even play this. I got to piece it up. Because I don't want to, cognizantly, and I would never disrespect the court. And exhibit, though, make sure, and I'm going to do my utmost best because I don't want to show those things. There's nothing there anyway, I'm going to be honest. But plan to go conversations that doesn't seem to contain privileged material that you're presenting to me. Those things I am absolutely finna go. Like, this ain't secret. You ain't about to, y'all ain't about to, Roc Nation ain't about to kill me in secret. Y'all gotta kill me in public. I'm sorry. Like that, and then like that, and like that. Okay. Now, first and foremost, so after hour five, I'm doing my little thing. I got, I had a little bit of essential water. I came in with a plate, like a cookout, start eating, wash it down with some Gatorade, bored me a little bit. So, of course, had to, go get a little cup of, This is hour 5. They're exhausted. They're exhausted. Yo, Big Ak is, listen, chat, I could stream for 12 hours talking to myself. You think 5 attorneys gonna get me? Nigga, I'm talking their ear off. Yo, they get so tired. Remember, they're working on the hour. Each of these lawyers, like for a big law firm like this, they might be getting $1,000 an hour, $1,500 an hour. Just do the math. Look how many lawyers they got on here, and just say 1,000. Let's say everyone's getting $1,000 an hour. We all spent 7 hours. 7 hours. 7,000 per person. Meg and Roc Nation, whoever, probably spent about $21,000 to talk to me. And don't worry, I felt we got content, so I'm good with it. Because I was like, damn, the lawyer's getting paid. I'm going to get paid out for this. We got bomb 10. Here we go. So, hour 5, chat, they're exhausted. They don't like working too long. Big, I clock in for a good 24. I'm good. So, they asked to put up an exhibit. They say, hey, exhibit girl, because you put up an exhibit that we want to show Ak. They fucked up. Shorty, instead of putting up the exhibit, shows her screen. And I see the chat. I see the chat of the conversation happening with the lawyers. Oh, you want to see? By the way, when that happened, I had a nice smirk on my face. I said, I made a little timestamp. Don't worry, I'm gonna come back to it. Here's a screenshot here. Bang! Quinn Emanuel, look at this. Y'all done fucked up now. Here, they put up the wrong thing. Y'all done fucked up now. Look at all these motherfuckers. Okay. Look. I don't know why they're talking about OVO. What is OVO? I don't know why Quinn Emanuel in their Slack, I think this is Slack, is saying OVO. I don't know. Then the other one says, Marie, good. I got more than we thought we would on that. Just make sure you're sharing the right screen. So she did it once. And the other ones are saying, yo, you shared the wrong screen. Like, you got to come on. Like, we're getting paid $1,500 an hour. We got to do this right. We're bleeding Meg's pockets. Let's come with some results. Okay? Bet. They did it again. Watch this. This is how I know I was getting on their skin, chat. Look at this shit, chat. Look, I'm talking their ear off. They said, if he won't shut the fuck up, I'm never getting through this. Yeah, I had a lot to say. I had a lot of motherfucking things to say.
Without a lawyer. Without a lawyer.
So my phone, shut the fuck up. You ain't getting through this. You ain't gonna get through this. Keep building Megan Thee Stallion and Roc Nation. I got a lot to say.
Unreal.
No, homie, listen, but today, cuz, I had time, cuz. Look, she just fucking shared our Slack. Atlanta, they're trying to fire you. You the black girl over there. She was a black girl. So the black girl was the exhibit girl. She accidentally shared the shit, and they stopped having her share the shit. Then the lawyer, they're both lawyers. Then the other lawyer tried to share it. Then she did the same thing. So, yo, Atlanta, you're a black girl. I saw you laughing at a couple of my jokes. I know you're over there with the bad people. You're over there with that side. But it's okay. I know you're trying to get your check, okay? Get in and get out. Marie, Team Roc, what the fuck? Unfucking believable. Here's the interesting part. Tell Des By the way, I posted we had a break. I told him I wouldn't be on my phone while I'm answering questions. But these lawyers, they couldn't either hold their bladder or they all needed food. I think somebody did number 2 or something while we were doing it. They're like, yo, we need some more time. We got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, damn. Yo, what y'all got in the cafeteria up there at the Roc Nation lawyer offices? They couldn't hold their bladders. Break after break after break. So on one of the breaks, I posted, yo, they're asking me crazy shit up in here about Drake, everybody. Listen, I'm going to snitch. I'm going to tell the world. Look what she says. And this is where I realized we got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. If you're the lawyer for Megan Pete, why would you need to tell Des? Who's Des? The only Des that I know, and I could be wrong. Desiree Perez, the co-founder and chief executive officer of Roc Nation. So you did this. So with y'all sitting there with me for 7 hours claiming that y'all had zero affiliation. And that, yes, even if y'all did represent Roc Nation, this is a Megan Thee Stallion thing. My conduct in that deposition, y'all are in an internal chat reporting, go tell Roc Nation CEO this. Akademiks is posting about the deposition. Come on, gang. Yeah, Come on. When I tell y'all that Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, in my belief, is lining the whole industry up, and everything, even the Megan Thee Stallion, the Halle Baileys of the world, if you connected to Roc Nation, trust me, they're cooking up some type of poisonous secret sauce to get your ass. Y'all think I'm lying? Well, here it is in 4K. The lawyers of Megan Thee Stallion, because I posted a story saying, yo, I'm in this deposition, they're asking about Drake. She says, tell Des. I said, he couldn't get to the end of the depo without posting about it. All these names, it'll be interesting to figure out who these people are. Kayla Fleming, Julian Scholem, Joseph Bashi. They're probably pretty good. They're probably pretty good guys. I have nothing wrong with Quinn Emanuel, but I could tell that Roc Nation is a puppeteer pulling them strings. That's not onto y'all chat. This particular deposition, I'm not a defendant. I'm not an involved party. They claim that I might have discoverable evidence. That's why they've subpoenaed me. And the subpoena required me to do a deposition that they should have been asking.
Do you think they're trying to line them up? I think they're trying to line them up for something. Because that right there, they could try to sue him for defamation against Megan for saying that she's a liar. Although it is proven that she's a liar.
Me about my knowledge of any information that could help or hurt the defendant or the plaintiff. And the people they asked me about was people like Nicki Minaj, Drizzy Drake. Hey, did Drake ever pay you? Did he ever do this? Who is Grand Wizard Chat Nigga? What else they asked me? Well, they asked me everything. But y'all didn't focus on the case. They asked me mostly about Tory.
All right, let's move it on.
They could, because this is going to be posted. This is another thing. This is going to be posted. I've worked with Atlantic. Brother, if you're breaking news thinking that, or think I'm about to be lying about, I've never worked with labels. No, I love working with labels. They've been a part of my business for a good while. So they take bad breaks. They come back. Let me just take this off for a second because I want to play now.
Then fair for me to say that you've never been paid any compensation, whether crypto or any other medium, for posting specific content or not posting specific content. You've only been paid to promote music.
Yes.
Objection is the form.
You mentioned earlier that you've had conversations with Drake about, dispelling
Bro, how the fuck are they keep asking about Drake?
rumors that may exist about him. It seems like you guys have a pretty good relationship. Is that fair?
Yeah. It's my boy.
Has he ever sent you any sort of cryptocurrency or digital assets for any reason?
Drake has never transferred $1 with me. Sad, isn't it? That's a joke.
Where do you? I got that. I got that from the laugh. I think we could agree it was a joke. Where do you typically do your banking?
Do my what? Oh, then they start asking about steak. Yeah, I think steak is a
Compensation for your work?
Nope. Wait, hold on. Let me see that. Nope. Let me see.
So you don't have any kind of TD Bank brokerage accounts, JP Morgan, anything like that? No, nothing from Alliance Bernstein?
Nope.
Do you have any joint accounts with anybody through which you receive any kind of compensation for your work?
Nope.
What is stake?
Eddie, Roc Nation on your ass too. Roc Nation on your ass too. What steak? Hello. What are we talking about now? What are we talking about? Yo, Jay-Z, I know you didn't get your gambling contract in Times Square, but if you trying to get down with steak, I put you on the phone with Eddie. Yo, we get you on stake. I know you see Drake running it up. How Roc Nation and Megan Thee Stallion lawyers asking me about stake? Stake is a online gambling company.
And it's a crypto-based online gambling company, right?
Well, yeah, I think they're based in crypto, but they also deal with, cash at least on withdrawals. Yeah.
Boy, you guys got to watch this part. Hold on 1 second. Asking about Grand Wizard chat nigga. This is the funniest shit I've seen in a while. Hold on.
God.
Couple minutes. I don't know if the videographer or the court reporter have just some sort of spelling question.
What you mean spell nigga? What you mean? You know what? Come on, stop playing with me. I had to get it right. Grand Wizard.
Watch this.
He runs that. Grand Wizard. Bring it out. At me. Well, at least at first. And then we missed that date, but whatever.
Right, and that was.
All right, I gotta skip through this.
I'm just asking if that individual runs the account.
Oh, they was on Grand Wizard's dick. I swear. I swear.
I'm just asking if that individual runs the account. Who does run the Akademiks TV accounts?
Ran by multiple people, but one of my close friends does run it. His name is Grand Wizard. He runs that. Grand Wizard chat nigga. Here we go.
Grand Wizard chat. What?
What? Grand Wizard what?
Can you spell that? I didn't get that.
Nah, I thought it was playing with me. What you mean spell nigga? What?
She said, "Can you spell that, please?" Well, hold on. I love this scene, yo.
Friends does run it. People
They couldn't believe it.
Account.
Grand Wizard chat nigga.
I'm just asking if
that a real name?
that individual runs the account. Who does run the Akademiks TV accounts?
Ran by multiple people, but one of my
Look at the black girl
close
face.
friends does run it. His name is Grand Wizard. He runs that. Grand Wizard chat nigga. Here we go.
Grand Wizard chat. What?
Nigga.
Nigga.
Okay. Can you spell that? I didn't get that.
Nah, I thought it was playing with me. What you mean spell nigga? What you mean? You know what? Come on, stop playing with me. I had to get it right.
The last part of the name.
Huh? Spell the last part of the name? Look, even the black girl was like, hold on now.
GTA? Or we...
Even the black girl was like, hold on now. Hold on. Hey, Atlanta, I don't know if I'm saying your name wrong. Them white people up there, I can see. Yo, even the black chick was like, wait, hold on now. What the fuck? What we doing? What we doing?
Oh my God.
Yo, she on her Anthony Fantano shit.
Close friends does run it. His name is Grand Wizard. He runs that. Grand Wizard chat nigga.
Keep watching Shorty in the left right here. I fuck with her.
Grand Wizard chat. What?
Nigga.
Okay. Can you spell that?
Can you spell
spell
that?
it? Oh, nah.
Nick.
This is that Jim Crow shit right here. Hold on now. We gonna do it.
I didn't get that the last.
Look at my face and look at her. It's black. Yo, you see, black people got a shared consciousness. Even though she's over there working with Venom in them, she knows what it is. What you mean? Like, come on, bitch. Like, you playing now.
Can you spell it?
Look, both our faces say the same thing.
Spell nigga.
Look at our faces. What? Look at her face. Her face is like, let me just keep milking Desiree Perez, Meg Thee Stallion, and motherfucking Sean Carter. We over here like, should we call Dr. Dr. Umar might need some bread. I don't know if he's going to come over here. I don't know if Dr. Umar going to come over here. Who do we call when we find some racism now? If we feel like this is about to be some racism, who is the number one person we going to call? Because she was giving the look too. Yeah, she knew what it was. Who were we going to call? I don't know who we call. Okay, anyway.
For the name.
Are we spelling the N-I-G-G-A? Or
I got to let them know it's N-I-G-G-A. You feel me? I don't know if she was trying to figure out if it was an ER type of situation.
Yeah, the black girl's face says it
I didn't
all.
hear it clearly. That's why.
okay, is Grand Wizard chat nigga is all one word?
And I think, for purposes of this,
With the A, not the ER.
Understood?
Look, see? Clock it. Clock it, girl. Clock it. Clock that shit, girl. She know what it is. You know what it is, man. Stop playing. Yeah, stop playing. Clock that shit. Facts. We're calling Tory Lanez if this shit went left. Feel me? Yeah. I had to make it known.
Treat that whole deposition as a Discord chat, yo. I'm telling you.
On the record. It's with an A, not an ER. Relax.
Call Dago.
We gonna call somebody. Here we go.
But
Yeah, you can tell. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm fucking with Shorty, though. I ain't fucking with Shorty. I'm fucking with Shorty. Still. 'Cause, you know, I ain't fucking with Shorty. I'm 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 fucking with Shorty.
I'll take her out for drinks. I'll take her out for drinks.
All right, we'll move it forward.
Come on now.
But I think
That's right. Yeah.
His bestest friends, absolutely not. Would I say he's the same to me? Absolutely not.
But would you consider him a friend nevertheless, even if not a close friend?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Has he ever confided anything in you and you in him?
What? I mean, I don't think men really just get on the phone and like just start going off like, hey, listen, I got something to confess. But yeah, we have off the record conversations. Like off the record conversations might be like, yo, what do you think this rapper is gonna do first week? Yo, hey, what did you think about this record? Yo, what do you think this move should?
This part right here, they were asking him about how he knows Tory, how far their relationships been, like, you know what I mean, how long or whatever. So that's what he's talking about here.
And honestly, and being very clear with y'all, when I talk to rappers, there's only the only exception is probably YoungBoy and Cardi. They're the only two people that when we're having like real conversation, obviously off the record conversations, like most of these guys, they know about numbers. So like we might be like, damn, what you think Baby finna do? What you think so-and-so finna do? Damn, who you think the hottest rapper is right now? Like, because they care. Like that's their profession. It's like a sport. Like we're on the game, bro. So yeah, that's most of my conversations off the record with rappers. Like, you know what I mean? Like we'll be like, nah, this nigga is still popping. I'm like, nah, he falling off. But these are off the record conversations. That's what I'm talking about. For this person, you know, because again, a lot of times we're picking each other's brain, trying to strategize on how to, do whatever we could do to kind of like progress and excel in our respective fields. So yeah, we've had off the record conversation, not necessarily, oh, he's confided in me X, Y, or Z.
And just for clarity's sake, I think we all know the answer to this question, but as a lawyer, I have to ask certain sort of foundational questions. Mm-hmm. You're aware that Mr. Lanez is incarcerated today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfairly.
During the course of his incarceration, have you been in contact with him?
I have spoken to him.
Have you gone to visit him?
No.
Have you spoken to him mostly on the phone then?
Yeah.
And that would have been through the jail provided calls, or the phones rather?
I'm not sure how they were, how those calls were facilitated. But I did speak to him, and always had good words for me, and I always had good words for him. But I think it was because I heard that little jail. This is a collection call or whatever it is. So I think that's what it is, but I can't be sure all the time. Anyway, yeah, we've spoken a couple times.
Has anybody spoken to you on Tory's behalf while he's been incarcerated?
Tory's behalf as a what?
Sort of as an intermediary. Has anybody ever said, oh, I spoke to Tory, he wanted me to give you this message, something to that effect?
No. So with Tory, so I'm going to assume that doesn't mean music-wise. So I'm always privy to many people's releases. Like, for example, Offset's dropping music. His label just hit me. Do you want the album today? That's not talking to Offset, right? So I wouldn't consider any conversation of the sort talking to Tory. But there's never a time where someone says, yo, give this message to Ak. Which has nothing to do with music, right? So, this is why I have to like explain these relationships, because me communicating with an artist or communicating with someone on behalf of an artist, I wouldn't necessarily say that's communicating with them, but I do have communications that usually include music, because anytime he's dropped music, right, and I've always, he knows I'm a fan. I want to know when it's coming out. If we could get a window of early release, let's do that. There's people that he employs that usually serves up, I guess, music to the DSPs or whoever. Yeah, they would handle those type of things. But no one particularly has ever said, hey, Tory needs to pass you a message. No.
When you do speak to Mr. Lanez on the phone during the course of his incarceration, what do you talk about generally?
Well, I try to be the window to what's going on out here. So, we'll talk about the latest thing I'm posting on Instagram. Like, hey, yo, this just happened. I was just like, in the middle was there because he's
referring to Mr. Lanez's incarceration?
Oh, no, I didn't say we had conversations. I said our disposition. I think we have similar dispositions. I didn't say we talked about it. It's about it. I said, I along with him believe he's incarcerated unfairly. I mean, I think we don't need to have a conversation about it. He has filed multiple appeals, and me personally, I have, in my personal opinion, I think his incarceration is BS.
When you say BS, you mean bullshit, right?
Yeah, and unfair. Yes.
And by unfair, you mean unjust?
Yes.
And by unjust, would you say wrongfully convicted?
Yes.
What's your basis to believe that he was wrongfully convicted?
Basis would be, I sat through and watched, in hip hop, I cover the majority of trials and the majority of cases. And I not only have to do that, clearly I'm not a lawyer, you are, but I review all of these details, court transcripts of all these testimonies. And I thought the burden of proof was on the prosecutor to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Tory Lanez was not only in possession of a weapon, but shot Miss Pete. And I had a lot of doubt. There was a lot of doubt that I thought was more than reasonable. So under that premise, I don't see or I couldn't stand behind a decision to put somebody in jail for 10 years when there's more than what I believe is reasonable doubt that he didn't commit these crimes. So, from there, I'm not gonna agree with any type of incarceration of him.
Did you reserve your opinion with respect to whether or not
Yo, she's so tight. She's so tight by this. I don't know why.
you thought that there was sufficient evidence to sustain a conviction?
She's trying to get you for defamation. She's trying to make you say something you shouldn't have. Then they could come back like 6 months later and say, yo, remember you said this? And that's why they're saying it like that.
Against him until after the trial concluded, or did you speak on it during the duration of the trial?
Oh, definitely spoke on it during the duration. When people are watching me give an opinion or cover a trial, it's definitely rooted in how I see it, mixed with, hey, listen, these are the facts. But as we all know, a lot of times facts could, depending on how you put them, in what order, in who the facts supposedly are coming from, or even a testimony, it could really, the person who's receiving those things could go either way. So I always have an opinion and point of view. So from the get-go, I definitely thought, hey, listen, this is a crock of BS. And yes, that means bullshit. From the get-go, where the victim was supposedly, I felt like she was just lying. I felt like she was an habitual liar. I felt like she couldn't tell the truth to save her life. And then now when it relied on her testimony, along with a couple of things from what I've seen, but her testimony definitely was an important factor.
Just interject real quick. When you say a couple other things, you mean other evidence that was admitted at trial and considered by the jury during the criminal trial, right?
Yes.
Right, like bullet fragments pulled from her feet, right? At surgery.
Something
That was not proven in court.
Say again?
Okay, let's try the question again. She just objected to form. That's okay. You can still answer. I'll repeat the question.
Another form is that it's assuming facts not in evidence.
Exactly.
Okay, that's not an objection during a deposition, but okay. One of the forms of evidence.
By the way, that's Milagro's lawyer. So Milagro lawyer sits through all depositions because her client, this is a fact-finding situation, and anything I say, whether to help her or hurt her, she wants to be able to at least object that maybe some questions are inappropriate or she's leading or whatever. So that's Milagro lawyer talking in the background.
Was metallic fragments that were pulled from Miss Pete's feet after surgery that was admitted at a trial, right?
Yes. Are we? I mean, I could broadly lay out why I feel that way, unless you're trying to get me to agree or disagree with each single point. The point of, and I'll sum it up for you. I'm going to think someone is a liar when they get pulled over by the police and they tell the police I stepped on glass, and it doesn't come out later until you're mad. And I like to stay out of people's, I used to call it dick and pussy business. That's how I, colloquially refer to these things. When people get mad and they're in their feelings because they're having sex and they're in what's really a relationship that might be domestic or, however turbulent in nature, I like to stay out of those things because people's objectives change over time. So if I was supposed to believe this person who ends up being the star witness, when she first gets pulled over, she stepped on glass. If I was supposed to believe her in trial, when she now hates this guy, and we all know, and again, I'm saying we all know, but I'm saying it from just a societal perspective. Listen, there's no girlfriend that's going to have a bad breakup with you and then go say, this guy is the best guy ever. Story's always going to change, perspective change. Then she says, no, he shot me. So again, I'm going off of those things.
To be honest, he was cooking. Ack was cooking.
And I like to believe women. So when she tells me one thing and then she tells me another, I don't know what to believe, right? And to me, that's doubt already. That's doubt.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. At the end of every trial day, did you download the trend?
Belt to ass. This is Roc Nation's finest. This is what they got going on over there with Megan Thee Stallion. Yo, these lawyers just got three little letters at the end of their name saying they passed the bar. They talking dumb shit. Really, they doing it for the check. You know what's crazy? I guarantee even this girl right here, this lady, she probably a decent young lady. This is her gig. She got to do it to go get her money. I don't know if she has kids or she definitely probably has a family. Bro, they don't give a fuck, bro. If me and her was at a bar and I had nothing to do with the case or whatever, she'd probably tell me, I don't give a fuck about this Megan Thee Stallion shit. I'm just over there getting my bread. But I got to argue, that's my job. These lawyers don't believe what they're saying, bro. They're saying what they think. They're saying what they're paid to say. That's my client. Let me just try to wrap you around in legalese that you're going to look stupid. Now, she tried it with me for 7 hours. And chat, I'm going to let it play. I'm not cutting it right now because this is raw conversation. We got about 18 more minutes of this. This is Tory and Meg shit. We're straight talking about it. And if you in chat, y'all going to be able to tell me, this lawyer really gave you belt to ass. But I think it's the opposite. Y'all are trying to get me on the record to say that I was just capping on my streams and in the media and I don't believe it. And I sat there and told you this chick is a liar. She is a liar yesterday, today, and I think she'll lie tomorrow. And I don't believe her. And this is why I have all the doubts about the particular case. She tried to sidestep me. classic debate tactic. Well, the jury, they were there and they said this. Do you accept the verdict? That's basically saying, do you accept the jury's opinion? Of course I accept the verdict because I'm a law-abiding citizen of the United States of America, and we deal with law and justice. We, of course, are going to accept that. We're not going to do a January 6th. We're not going to fucking go bring Tory out of the jail. However, it doesn't mean I have to accept that they made the right decision. That's the point. She was heated. It's like the Roc Nation, Megan Thee Stallion propaganda. I thought y'all were here to find facts out, not to question me and try to change my mind. But let it go.
Scripts of the trial proceedings for that day and review them
Not everybody.
before you posted.
By the way, chat, I'm still on chill mode. Right now, I'm on zone 2. I'm on zone 2. I'm in gear 2. I ain't even really amp it up because I didn't think this chick was really trying me. I'm like, come on, I do this for a living. You a junior associate or whatever over there. They ain't even send Alex Spiro. If they send Alex Spiro, and I do mention him in this thing, if they send Alex Spiro, I knew they sent the big dog. They ain't sending the big dog. They sent the pup. They sent the pup to spar with. You can't send the pup. Y'all sent the pup. Come on, man.
Were you streamed about them?
Not every day. That trial, we relied on numerous people giving their in trial assessment of what was being presented, entered into evidence, and also all the testimony that was given that day.
Okay. So you relied on somebody who was present in the courtroom to relay their opinions about what was presented in the courtroom to form your own opinions about what happened at the trial, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you personally were not present in the courtroom during the course of the criminal trial, right?
I was not.
Okay. And you didn't even go to a single day of the trial in person, correct?
No.
Okay. And you understand that after the trial, a jury came to a verdict, right?
I mean, that's how trials go. The verdicts is usually
Right. And in this case, a jury did come to a verdict, correct?
Yes, they did. They did. They convicted him. I still
That's
disagree.
right. And they came to that they came to that conclusion unanimously, right?
Yes, and I still disagree.
Okay. But unanimity means that all 12 juror members signed on to the same verdict, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that was after those 12 juror members heard all of the evidence that was admitted in the trial, correct?
Yes. I could.
So after hearing, just so that we're on the same page,
Yeah.
after hearing all of the evidence, all 12 individual members of the jury agreed that the prosecution had proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion on June 12th, 2020, right?
So I've never argued what the
Alan, it's a yes or no question.
Yes, I've never, but it's a non sequitur because I've never said
It's
that.
not a non sequitur, Mr. Allen. It's
No,
a
it
question.
is because
Objection at the farm.
so starting from what I said what I believed. You're telling me what the jury did. Me and the jury are not the same people. So, for example,
Understood.
OJ
Mr.
did
Allen,
get acquitted of murder, but there are reasonable people who believe he did it. I don't have to accept what the jury said just because it was unanimous and they saw quote unquote all of the testimony. Also, I don't even believe that. That's part of his entire appeal.
Perfect example is
We
the
have
O.J.
three-
Simpson trial. Everybody know that he was guilty, but the white people wasn't having it when he found not guilty. The same way.
His entire appeal. What's part of his entire appeal?
Well, there's evidence and testimony that I think is. Let me lay this out. Megan Thee Stallion is a flat out liar, in my opinion.
What's your basis for saying that she's a flat out liar?
I've seen her say something on Gayle King, and then when it came to being questioned by the prosecutors and being on the stand, she said something different. If that's not a lie, you tell me what it is. Okay, so she was clearly intoxicated that night. I don't think that's a something we have to debate. Kelsey intoxicated that night. Okay, Tory intoxicated that night. The only person that was not intoxicated, the only person I wanted to hear. I don't want to hear from the drunk people. Hey, listen, you see this hand right here? I think my hand is broken. I was drunk. I don't know what happened. The only person that was sober that night was Jaquan, or whatever his name is, Jaquan. He's the person I want to hear. Again, from what I've seen, Tory's team, they definitely fumbled that because they should have had him testify. He didn't testify. But if I'm a person, again, I'm not saying if we didn't accept the jury's decision, we would have went to break him out of jail. And we're talking about we as a collective in terms of the people of the United States. But we accept that a jury, when they do their job, they do their job. So we accept all their decisions. Doesn't mean that we have to agree with the conclusion they came to. I just covered the Young Dolph trial. The guy just got found not guilty yesterday. Everybody who either covered the case or is from that community knows this guy is guilty. But the prosecutor did a bang-up job. That person was acquitted. So again, no one's saying the jury didn't come to a unanimous decision convicting him. What we're saying is, despite that, we believe that he's being held in jail. And maybe I need to define this. When I say unfairly, we don't believe, or I don't believe, that he shot this woman, as the story is presented via how the trial went down. And
what is your basis? So, what I fail to understand
That's the
is, as
same
somebody
question.
who did not
Like, am I wrong? Am I tripping?
sit through the trial, did not hear through all the evidence, what is your basis for your belief that he did not shoot Megan Thee Stallion, although a jury of 12 who heard all the admissible evidence disagrees with you? Okay, Rhonda, I need you to wait until I'm done answering my question before you object so that the court report.
Yo, Milagro, why Roc Nation's lawyers violating your lawyer like that? Yo, my lawyer got a big dog in situation. You gotta bully the scene. You gotta, yo, come on, yo.
I bully the whole scene. I bully the whole scene. I bully the whole scene.
As soon as I got up in this depot, like I looked up at all these lawyer names, I said,
I bully the whole scene.
I said, yo.
Oh, it's movie time.
Come on.
Could get it down. And number two, I'm just going to ask that you, as is customary in federal court, reserve your objections to the form only that covers every type of substantive objection and reserves them all. Mr. Allen.
But could you just not ask compound questions and just ask one question for one fact so that I can keep up?
Rhonda, I don't believe it was a compound question, but I'll do my best to make sure the record is clear for everybody's sake. How about that?
Thank you.
All right. So, Mr. Allen, what I was asking was, can you explain to me the basis for your belief that Mr. Lanez did not actually shoot Megan Thee Stallion when, in point of fact, a jury of 12 determined that based on all of the evidence that they heard, that he did?
Ma'am.
Objection as to form.
I'll answer the question, but I feel like we are going in circles. I flat out stated that, again, I could lay out 20 points if you want to just consume and eat up time having me do that. But the initial, this is what lawyers do. They're on the clock. Chat, let me tell you, I know how lawyers, I just had to send a lawyer $50,000. This was yesterday, 2 days ago. Trust me. It ain't never feel good. And when they sent me the invoice, oh, we spent an hour and a half on a phone internally, but it's for your case, so that's $3,000. Huh? What? But that's how it is. So I always tell people about lawyers, bro, all they do is good at wasting time. There are great lawyers, right? And there are great lawyers, but lawyers do realize because most of them work off of a time clock, they like to just waste time rather than get into the shit. So, for example, this woman has asked me the same question multiple times. I said, yes, I accept that Tory Lanez got found guilty by a jury. I still don't believe he is actually guilty. She wants me to say something else. She's asking this question in every different way. This is only the work of lawyers who are just trying to waste the time to run their bill up. Let's be honest, chat. Basis of me believing that this did not happen as how, yes, he is convicted, is because I believe Meg Thee Stallion is a liar. She lied initially. She lied on the national news. And I am skeptical that the truth finally came out in court. Based on that, there are alternate theories that I feel and is suggested that that is more a, and again, this is from my perspective. So I'm not sitting here saying the jury did not. Okay, we accept. There's alternate theories other than him shooting her that would even substantiate why, first of all, maybe he's just the worst shot in the world. If he's shooting a chick and shot 5 times, not one of them directly connected, it's hard for me to think. It's a man and a woman. I get it. Meg is like this behemoth of a person, and Tory's this little small dweeby dude, whatever. But it's very interesting, and it doesn't make, again, I'm using common sense. I get it. We're not talking about what the jury did, but it is, in my opinion, that Meg Thee Stallion wasn't shot by Tory and that he should not be in jail.
Okay. You understand that when a jury determines evidence, they use their common sense as well, right?
And I do also agree that two people could think two different things. And yes, 12 thought that. I guess maybe on the 13th that think's opposite.
Okay, and you were not one of the 12 who were charged with the duty of determining what the evidence demonstrated, right?
Right here.
This is true.
So Shorty pops on here. She works with Team Roc. So all of a sudden, a Quinn Emanuel lawyer that is seen as Team Roc. So that it feels like it's almost like a Roc Nation branch lawyer pops on. Okay.
An obvious yes.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier that one of the people you wanted to hear from at the trial was the driver, right?
I did.
Okay. And you understand that the decision was up to Tory's lawyer to decide whether or not he would call the trial, and he chose call the driver at the trial, and he chose not to, right?
That is true too. I also understand. I also am just skeptical why the prosecutor would look to want to put 3 drunk people that night on the stand, but not do their hardest to find and make sure the sober person was on the stand. That kind of was a little bit alarming to me.
Okay. But you also understand that as part of a trial, it's not just the prosecutor who presents evidence, it's also the defendant who has an opportunity to present evidence, right?
Yeah, the burden of the proof is definitely on the prosecutor, but the prosecutor should operate in good faith for the people, which if you're telling me there's 4 drunk people in a car or 3 drunk people in a car, I think the person you should want to talk to more. I think there was severe prosecution. Belt. I got to give the belt. I got to get a belt, Chad. Belt. It's belt. Jay-Z, this is what you paying $10 million per year as a retainer for? For them to have me for 7 hours looking like scrambling through papers, asking me the same question? Just like, come on. Is this what you paid for, ho? Shots fired. Shots. Megan, this ain't what you paid for. You paid for this for a YouTuber that went to college for biomathematics to start giving you belt when you're trying to talk this legalese shit because you think you smarter than everybody in the room. Come on, the belt got to be given, man.
You also understand that Mr. Peterson has tried to has filed. Okay, that'd be great. So back to the question I was asking. To be clear, you're saying that you accept
20
by 12:30.
I could give me if we could break at 12:20. I could see if maybe I could get some extra.
Agree with it, and you believe that he was wrongfully convicted, right? And you hope that he gets out of prison.
Yeah.
Right, and you hope that somebody somewhere determines that there was insufficient evidence to convict him and that the conviction gets overturned, right?
Yeah, and even if it doesn't, well, I'll never believe it. To be honest with you.
Even if the conviction does get overturned, you would never believe?
No, I say it doesn't. I mean, again, the there's, you know, my thoughts are based in what I think is once I think you're a liar, I don't really want to hear much from you. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Okay. One last thing about the trial for now, and then we'll get back to it later if need be. But you understand that Ms. Pete talked about all of the instances where she gave inconsistent information and she on the stand before the jury, right?
Yeah, I mean, a liar always has a reason to lie. I've never heard.
No, I didn't ask you whether or not she had a reason to lie, but I'm asking you whether or not you are aware that during the criminal trial she testified as to what she originally told the police and to what the truth was on the stand, right?
Yes.
Okay. And after she testified to all of that, at the end of the day, the jury determined that there was sufficient evidence to convict Mr. Lanez, right?
Yeah, that's exactly
Which is to say that the jury believed her, right?
Yeah, well.
Objection is the form.
I would imagine they believed her. I don't know if did we do a polling of all these jurors? I mean, they voted overall.
Hold on, Mr. Allen. I think you and I already discussed that the jury came to their decision unanimously.
Now, what she's doing, and this is why I said, I don't know if, Roc Nation got to get Alex Spiro up here. I've been said that I'll sit down with Alex Spiro. Fuck a deposition. Me and Alex Spiro could sit down man to man, and we could have a conversation, an interview. We could talk about everything Roc Nation, Tory. We could talk about, I don't care what it is, because he does represent a lot of interest that seems to be like maligned against a lot of things that I feel like maybe my opinions. Don't send the B squad. You see, the B squad is like these people who are used to dealing with dummies. And what she's trying to do is pass one off to me saying, well, Meg basically talked about even when she didn't tell the truth and when she did tell the truth and how she told everything and she testified and Tory still got convicted, right? And I'm like, yes, that did happen. Here's where they thought I was a slow nigga. They're trying to pass this off as, so you have to agree with this. They're saying, so because the jury convicted him, the jury believed everything Meg said. Now, does anybody in the chat or anybody within the listening ears of this content believe that the jury voted on if they believe everything Meg said? Or did they vote on, did the prosecutor prove their case enough? I would go with the latter. They voted on the prosecutor's case. They never voted on if they believe Meg 100%. But because her objective is to make Meg seem not as a liar, and this is what I'm saying, this is a Roc Nation tactic. They brought me in a deposition for me to hopefully say, nah, Meg ain't really a liar. No, I said what I said. She said mad things that I could, again, it would be one thing if like this was some secret shit where I'm like, where it's like, are you sure she lied to you and there's no proof? I could pull up public documents of her lying. Why are y'all trying to now have me change my opinion to say that she's not a liar? In chat, somebody said, Akon pays legal fees for this. That's always my goal. Hey, any subsequent legal shit, I'm breaking it down on stream because I need to get the bread. So we going to get the bread out of this shit. Because Roc Nation, well, first of all, and I told them this. I said Roc Nation, in my opinion, is bullying Milagro. because they're thinking that if they exhaust her finances and she will not be able to put up a proper and adequate defense, that she will at one point fold, succumb to whatever they want her to say, even if it's a complete retraction, an apology, whatever, because they are dealing with, remember I'm telling you, that this deposition probably cost them $20,000. They had 8 lawyers on there. They had 3 of them showing their face. Uno, dos, tres. They all work for Quinn Emanuel, which is Roc Nation and Megan Thee Stallion's law firm. If you think 3 lawyers are getting $300 an hour, you're tripping. This is a top law firm that litigates all type of shit. The standard for law firms like this, especially when they got big clients like Jay-Z and Roc Nation, is probably $1,000 per hour per person when they have to do legal work for that client. This is technically legal work. Trust me, I just seen a bill. I could pull it up on here. It said they did my lawyer sat for a 2.5 hour deposition of, I forgot what it was. I think it was the chick for the dog bite. Some chick claimed my dog bit her. They tell you how much, so even that Rhonda chick that you don't see on camera that keeps talking, she's billing Milagro. Milagro has to pay that. But you can tell, like, she's one lawyer. She might be $300 an hour. I'm no disrespect to her. These lawyers are top tier lawyers. So we stayed on for 7 hours. $3,000 per lawyer. 7 hours. That's over $20,000. That's my entire point. That's my entire point to y'all. They're legally bullying people. So again, you know why I definitely use this as content? Because, hey, if y'all gonna make this shit, I'll make the legal shit fun. Oh, I could make content out of anything. Oh, you think because we did a boring ass deposition for 7 hours, they ain't got no content? No, we got Bompton. We got that Bompton over here. I'm gonna get that AdSense off of this bitch and we gonna run it up. Matter of fact, Eddie, we might have to turn this into a steak promo. We might turn this to a steak promo. We gonna get the bread off of this shit no matter what. Because that's how they play with you. When they figure out you a broke boy, you don't got no money, you can't box with them financially, they drown you with bullshit like this. They don't mind paying $20,000 to talk to me about bullshit for 7 hours. You know why? They're dealing with millions. You know, they probably made the bet with Milagros. She ain't down to lose $2 million off of this. She probably got it. Nasty work. I've seen many imperfect witnesses who get things wrong, maybe not be forthcoming on the stand, and they still get the favorable verdict. The verdict got nothing to do with Megan. The chick's a liar. that's point blank period. I don't know,
You believe that the verdict had nothing to do with the victim's testimony that she was shot by Tory Lanez.
Ma'am.
Objection as to form.
Ma'am, you're cleverly but not cleverly trying to make me say something I'm not saying. So I'll state it on the record unequivocally. The jury believes that Tory shot Meg. The jury, from what I know, did not issue any statement, vote, or any opinion that they believed everything Meg said. Is one of the things Meg said that Tory shot her? Yes. So they believe that. However, the reason why I don't believe Meg in totality is that once I've deemed you as a liar, listen, they say don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. I kind of throw away everything you got to say. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't tell me the sky's blue. I got to go check for myself. You're a liar. So that's my perspective. So if Meg told me today, hey, listen, it's raining outside, I'd be like, give me a second. Facts. And I would go outside and go look. And I'd be like, you're right. That's just my opinion.
All right. Just to be clear, Mr. Allen.
I could barely hear you.
Can't hear you. Yep. Give me a second. Just to be clear, Mr. Allen, this opinion that you hold is one that you don't just personally hold and keep to yourself, right?
I've said this
trying to get
anywhere
information.
I've ever been and asked.
Right. You say it basically anywhere and anywhere you've ever been, and as loudly and publicly as you can. Correct?
Yeah. If I'm speaking my personal opinion, of course.
Okay. And just so that I'm clear, you were not present on June 12th, 2020 when Miss Pete was shot, right?
No, I wasn't.
You weren't at the party, correct?
No.
You weren't in the car, right? You weren't on the street, correct?
No.
You weren't a witness at all whatsoever, right?
I was not.
So you couldn't actually say that you knew that Tory did not shoot Miss Pete.
So she's using this so she could be like, yo, that's malice. You know what I mean? You knew that what you're saying is not facts, but yet you're still going on your platform and saying all this yada, yada, yada. So that's what she's trying to play right here.
Because you weren't present, right?
Yeah, I'm not unequivocally saying that it didn't happen. What I'm saying is,
I'm sorry. Hold on. Start again because there was something I didn't hear clearly. Go ahead.
I wouldn't say, 100% this is the fact. I'm telling you my personal opinion and my belief. That chick is a liar, and I don't believe liars. So, her story, again, I accept the verdict. I accept all of this stuff. I don't accept a liar. I think she's a liar. She was a liar then. She's a liar now. She's going to be a liar tomorrow. And, yeah, that's it.
Do you believe she perjured herself on the stand at the criminal trial? Is that
Objection as
reason?
to form.
He can't answer that
I
question.
wouldn't know.
like
That would be something the
He's not a
prosecutor.
lawyer. He's not no attorney or anything like that. So Act cannot answer that question like that.
Would have to answer, but that, you know, we've rarely seen prosecutors turn back around and go for perjury charges on someone that they needed as a star witness. So I don't know. You know, again, I can't tell you what the truth is.
I didn't really ask you how frequently prosecutors decide whether or not they're going to charge somebody with perjury. I mean, you've been sitting here telling me your personal opinion about this trial and whether or not Miss Pete is a liar. So my
personal
question to
opinion.
you is, do you believe she perjured herself on the stand?
You're asking me if I think she did not tell the truth?
Yeah, that's what perjury means.
Okay, I didn't believe her. Not at all. Mm-mm. I believe.
So you believe she perjured herself on the stand?
Now,
No.
that's another, like, I don't know where they got this lawyer over there at Quinn Emanuel, but I did not want to answer to the term perjury because that's actually a legal and a criminal act.
Very smart.
The act of perjury is a criminal act. So if I say she perjured herself, it means I fully believe that she could or should be charged with perjury. Me saying she's a liar doesn't mean the same as she perjured herself. So it's a little like they're using very little nuances, but they want to get like yes or no declarative statements that they could grab to bring to their bigger trial, which is going to be the Milagro thing, or they got other things that they probably are planning. But you could tell how that they're desperately trying. Did she perjure herself? No, I never said that. I said she's a liar. Now, if your definition of lying is equal perjury, sure, but I'm not going to say she committed perjury, right? I'm not a district attorney, right? That's like me saying you committed murder, but then you get found not guilty of murder. Even if you did the murder, you can sue me. So you see these little things and these nuances that they're trying to get off.
Objection as to form.
Again, I believe she lied before, on the stand, afterwards.
Okay. You understand that perjury is a crime, right?
That's why I keep saying, don't ask me something as if I'm a district attorney. I'm not a district attorney. You could just ask me simply, do I think she lied, right? Because you said it means if she lied. I believe she lied.
Gotcha.
Whatever's done with the
She just
lie
got a text.
is that's not for me to handle.
During the course of the criminal trial, how often did you speak to Mr. Lanez or anybody related to him or associated with his legal team?
I never spoke with his lawyers. Oh shit again. So not only did I believe she was not shot initially, I believe she was not shot by Tory, because if you're not shot, you're not shot. Oh, here we go. All right. Let me go. A person who would lie about the circumstances of
Conclusion of all of the evidence, you maintain the same belief that Tory Lanez did not shoot Megan Thee Stallion.
yes.
Okay. From the time between before the criminal trial started and when the criminal trial concluded, did you learn anything new that substantiated your belief that you held previously that Tory Lanez did not shoot Megan Pete?
The biggest thing I learned was that Meg was a person who would lie about the circumstances of the situation. That was the most important part. Yo, she gets so tight every time I do that, bro. Every time I say that, she's so tight. That was not the assignment. The assignment was go get Akademiks on record in a deposition saying, I never thought that Meg lied. I was just over here over whooping just to get some views. No, I don't think this chick is a credible. I think she's a liar. And I think she's a liar based on what I've seen.
So, I'm a little bit confused by that, Mr. Allen, and I'll tell you why. Because you told me that your belief from Jump Street, that Megan Pete was not shot by Tory Lanez, was based in the fact that you thought she was a liar. So I guess my question is, how did you determine that she was a liar from Jump Street if one of the new pieces of information that you just told me you gathered between the start and the finish of the trial was that she lied about certain circumstances?
Again, you're jumbling up two times. So when the incident first happened, I was one of the first media outlets to report on it. It was reported that she stepped on glass. So I believe that she was not shot. Okay? So not only did I believe she was not shot initially, I believe she was not shot by Tory, because if you're not shot by anyone, right? Then after he was then arrested for shooting her, right? And with the conclusion of the trial, with everything I saw, what I then came to with my own opinion is that Megan Thee Stallion is a liar. And I don't believe what a liar says, especially one that's lying about something that carries that much gravity. And that's how initially, and I hope this is good for clarification, initially I believe she did not get shot by Tory, because initially I didn't believe she got shot. I do believe she got shot by the end. I just don't believe it was by Tory. I believe she's a liar. I think that's clear.
Okay, and the sole basis of your belief
Belt! Give him belt!
that it wasn't Tory who shot her, it was somebody
Get some attention. I'm gonna let this play because I don't think they're gonna bring no exhibits up right now.
else, some scuffle, is just because you believe Megan P to be.
I fire her. I'm claiming y'all racist. Y'all racist. Got backdoor to backdoor.
Hold on one second. I gotta open the video.
I feel bad. She feel. Oh, Elena, we rock with you. Don't let it do you like that. Look at me. I'm thinking I might have to hire her, man. Look at this little smirk on my face. Oh, duh. you know what I was saying on my face? I don't know if y'all caught it. About a minute ago, you gonna see me. I looked up, timestamp that bitch. I'm like, caught y'all lacking. That's all I need. You wanna see when I timestamped the chat? You wanna see when I timestamped it? Here the timestamp. You see that typing right there?
That's 22A that I just had up.
Here we go.
No, it was not.
Look at me. Timestamp that bitch. Yeah, I got y'all. Embarrassing. I got y'all. Let's just make a note. That was a timestamp right there.
Oh, it's movie time.
It's movie time. Is she panicking? Lacking. Caught you lacking on that one. I'm sorry.
So what happened was they shared a
Just watch
screen.
me. I'm like,
and talked
I don't want to put it
shit
back
about-
up, but that's what I have is 22A.
look at me. Oh, it's movie time.
Okay, please pull 22A.
There it is, 22.
If you ever had to install a backdoor for the backdoor. Backdoor. Here we go. Now she gets mad at Elena.
What exhibit will we play? Exhibit 138.
Hilarious.
Okay, that was the video. That was 22A.
That wasn't the video, girl. You showed your DMs with the other lawyers.
So could you give me a tab number? Yeah. Tab 22A, please.
Let's try this.
That's 22A that I just had up. No, it was not.
Do not fire the black girl, please. You know she's gonna lose her job. She gonna Nah, she panicking.
I don't want to put it back up, but that's what I have is 22A.
She panicking.
Okay, please pull 22A.
Hey,
I'll do it.
hey, Quinn Emanuel, if y'all fire her, I'm claiming y'all racist. Y'all racist. Got backdoor to backdoor.
Damn, she's panicking, yo.
Hold on one second. I gotta open the video.
She's trying to breathe.
Oh, she feel. Oh, Elena, we rock with you. Don't let it do you like that. Look at me. I'm thinking I might have to hire her, man. Look at this little
She's
smirk on
definitely
my
gonna get
face.
fired for doing this.
Oh, duh.
Jay-Z's pissed.
You know what I was saying on my face? I don't know if y'all caught it. About a minute ago, you gonna see me. I looked up, timestamped that bitch. I'm like, caught y'all lacking. That's all I need. You wanna see when I timestamped the chat? You wanna see when I timestamped it? Here the timestamp. You see that typing right there?
That's 22A that I.
Yeah, I got y'all. Embarrassing. I got y'all. Let's just make a note. That was a timestamp right there.
Oh, it's movie time.
It's movie time. Is she panicking? Lacking. Caught you lacking on that one. I'm sorry. Just watch me. I'm like,
I don't want to put it back up, but that's what I have is 22A.
look at me. Oh, it's movie time.
Okay, please pull 22A. I'll do it.
Ooh, the lawyer bad.
It's
Or the
tough.
main lawyer. Because they're both lawyers. I'll do it. All right, let's hear her do it.
She did it again.
She tight. She's so tight. Look at her.
Hold on one second. I gotta open the video.
It's not a video.
Oh, it's movie time.
We got content. Okay. I'll sit here with y'all. Oh, okay. We take it off for a second. Okay. I'm not going to show you what the video they were trying to play. Even though it's a public available video, I ain't going to lie. It was an Instagram live or something. But you going to fuck up. Because we can't hear the audio.
I'm just pausing it for a second because I want to test if you can actually hear it, Mr. Allen.
No audio.
No audio, you can't hear it?
No audio.
Gavin, can you please share? Thank you.
Oh, here we go. We got content. There we go. This is all them fucking exhibits. Okay. Let's keep it going. Bring up the chat. Oh.
Oh, it's movie time.
Did it again. Movie time. OVO, just making sure you're sharing the right screen. She panicking up here again because she's like, bitch, you're doing the same thing I did. You know, I'm up here. You see me with the head tilted to the side? That's my dog's Pluto favorite thing when he's trying to understand what the fuck going on. What the hell? When Pluto looking to see what the fuck going on, I don't know why he do this. He tilts his head like this. So you see me go like this? I'm like my dog. I'm tilted to say, what the fuck is going on? Oh, this is how. Oh, this is the. Oh, y'all brought me into the group chat. Y'all brought me into the group chat.
Oh, it's movie time.
Okay.
What would it be?
It would be 22A.
Look at her face. Oh my God, we're doing it again.
22A.
Maria, you're still sharing your screen. I'm sorry.
It's movie time, man. Okay. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Chat, we gotta edit all this up. I'm gonna take out anything that is anything that's quote unquote protected, even though it's a civil case, but fine. Like, you know what I mean? I respect.
Yeah, you should have been redacted.
I would
a
take
lot
out
of
anything
those
that is
stuff already.
protected, which is going to be exhibits or whatever the case is. But my conversation with them, there is going to be a transcript that's leaked. There was video orders given to the defendant, which is Milagro's lawyer, and also the plaintiff, which is Roc Nation and Megan Pete, you know, their attorneys, Quinn Emanuel. So they have videos of this. Here's the thing. I got nothing to gain. You know how they served me this? They served me this and they gave me $101. I don't know why they gave me money because I asked the process server because I was out there washing the Maybach. And I said, why y'all give me money with the service letter? I've gotten served before. I've never gotten money. They said this is a witness fee. And I'm like, oh, they think I'm a cheap hoe. $100. I said, no, we got content. So I really did this because I said, you know what? I needed some good content. And yes, I'm going to stretch this motherfucker. Okay. I'm sorry to say. So again, Roc Nation, hopefully I got what y'all want. Milagro, hopefully you got what you want. But Big I got what he wanted. And we got content. Fuck it. Let's see what else they got going on. Of defamation. But yeah, that is definitely problematic. All right, I'm going to take it off because I'm going to skip. Oh, it's already off. Sorry. In person.
Did you speak to Mr. Bias?
They asked me if I've talked to every Tory lawyer. I'm like, I don't talk to these niggas.
What you're talking about where you say that sometimes you don't even have to wait for the label to come to you because there's an editorial element of it.
Yeah.
Do you recall that happening around the time of Mr. Lanez's trial?
Oh, okay, I'll go to this. Like, I actually, and I listened to a lot of his music. I didn't take that into my. They were trying to see if Tory was paying me for music release. Well, I told him Tory never paid me to put out nothing against Meg. So they're like, did Tory pay you for music releases? I'm like, I get paid for all the music releases most of the times. But specifically with Tory, he didn't really pay me for music because we're already posting his music because it was trending. So I'll explain that. And I don't care if y'all see it. Here's this, and I'm not even knowing who it's from. I've definitely gotten texts with documents that I didn't know who it's from pertaining to this case. That's absolutely true. So, but when you use the word met, that's why I said met in person, no. If you're going to consider it a meeting, that someone says, hey, do you want this document? I am so-and-so. Here's the document. I guess we're going to have a lot of gray area there.
Okay. Do you know does the name Ed Welburn sound familiar to you?
Do you have a stage name? Like, these names are mentioned, I've never heard a day in my life. If I
This person is an attorney, so I don't
no.
think he goes by a stage name.
No, never heard of them.
Have you ever communicated with anybody who works in the media that is associated with or employed by any of Tory's lawyers?
I wouldn't know who they associate with or employ.
Okay. Have you ever communicated with any public relations firms or crisis communications firms about Tory or Ms. Pete?
Not from my knowledge.
We talked earlier about
Quotation.
right, but you put it in quotations to suggest as if these are the questions you're being asked, right?
I didn't. You're putting words in my mouth at that point.
Okay, so then why don't you tell me what the purpose of you putting quotes in your Instagram account around these phrases was?
Yeah, because I wanted people to understand the subject matter I was being questioned on. Is Drake paying you? Is Nicki paying blogs? Who is this Grand Wizard guy? And is Tory sending?
Yeah, she went off in there.
Yes.
And I asked you to try and refrain from that during the course of the deposition.
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that posting on social media is a form of messaging?
Not mentioning the individual.
Okay. Elena, can we mark as Exhibit 120?
Okay, so they showed this. One of the. Here we go.
You posted on your Instagram account during the course of this deposition?
Yeah, definitely during the break. Yes.
Okay.
During the break.
Which break was that?
One of the breaks or lunch or one of the times.
Okay. And you wrote, this deposition, Meg Thee Stallion got me in asking me about Tory, Drake, and Nicki Minaj more than their client, Meg Thee Stallion. And I think that's 3 laughing, crying emoji faces, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. And then you quote as if you're saying something I said, right?
I didn't attribute it to you, but I did put things in quotation.
Right, but you put it in quotations to suggest as if these are the questions you're being asked, right?
I didn't. You're putting words in my mouth at that point.
Okay, so then why don't you tell me what the purpose of you putting quotes in your Instagram account around these phrases was?
Yeah, because I wanted people to understand the subject matter I was being questioned on. Is Drake paying you? Is Nicki paying blogs? Who is this Grand Wizard guy? And is Tory sending you money on Cash App? Actually, I mean,
a whole conversation this morning about how there are aspects of this deposition that may be kept confidential, and you couldn't even wait until the deposition was over before you started posting about it on social media.
Well, I mean, y'all even invite me to a deposition.
It's a yes or no question.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay. And so what you wrote here was, quote, you sure Drake ain't paying you.
Wait,
right? That's the first thing?
By the way, let me pause because, again, she's trying to overtalk me like she does frequently. The conversation we had at the beginning, and I could go to it. It's in another video. We had it probably at 10:30 in the morning. This is around like probably 3:30, so 5 hours later. The conversation we had, she said, I'm going to show you things that are privied and they're actually they're stipulated to a court order of protection. Do you know what that means? I said, I do know what that means. She said, some of these things, I will let you know what they are. These things are going to be protected. They should not, and the court requires them not to be shared on social media. By the way, I can tell you now, I haven't shown none of that on here. Okay? She then says, hey, I know you're at your place of residence. This is not my first deposition. I've been to others before. She says, are you alone? I said, I'm alone. She said, you have your phone in front of you. At the moment, I did not have my phone in front of me. I said, no. She then says, do you have any recording device or blah, blah, blah that's in the room? I said, of course I do. Everything I do in my house is recorded. I have a surveillance camera up there. I have 2 cameras there. They record everything that happens in here, really for my safety. She said, do you plan to publish anything that will be, and I could go back to that conversation. Do you plan to publish anything that is going to be in this deposition? I said, I absolutely will be speaking about this online because I am a public person and my life is of public interest. I'll be speaking about everything you guys are asking, except the things you guys say in terms of the protected, like I'm not going to tell you what messages or whatever it was, but it was very clear. I'm finna go talk about y'all asses. It is what it is. It is what it is. So they're confronting me about this, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? And by the way, I'm staying here in saying that I don't believe I violated any rules because after being told about what is under a protective order, and this by the way, what do you call it again? This deposition is not under a protective order. Okay? I want to be very clear. This deposition is not under protective order. There's certain things that are exchanged between parties in discovery, like text messages. That is. There will be a public viewing of what the person typed. There'll be a public viewing of the transcript. It's all good. I'm just not going to let people read it. I will let people see it. And by the way, they got the video too. Here's the thing. If I look like an asshole and I look like I was a liar, you know what they would do? Anonymously leak the video. They would leak the video like, look, this y'all hero, right? This is Akademiks. He talk all big and bad online. Look at him copping it. That's what they would do. How do you think all these deposition videos come out? Yeah. Because they feel, well, first of all, most of them like the Wayne shit, they be thinking it's funny. But if you're ever copping it, they're going to put it out or leak it if you copping it. You don't got to try to leak nothing on me.
I'm going to ask you about it.
Oh, you can.
So you wrote, quote, you sure Drake.
Okay, so they said you could use your phone in a break, which I'm like, all right, bet. So what's the fucking problem? We took a break. I said I didn't have a phone immediately in front of me while you're being questioned. Y'all took mad breaks because y'all got weak bladders and y'all hungry hippos, and y'all all want to take number 2s and do whatever the fuck y'all want to do to try to get Big Ack in whatever position you want to get him into. Cool. When y'all say let's take 20 minutes, I'm on my phone sparking it.
Ain't pay you, right?
That was a hilarious question or even line of questioning.
Right. And then you sure Nicki ain't paying blogs, right?
Hilarious line of questioning as well.
Do you recall me asking you whether or not Nicki Minaj was paying bloggers?
You asked if when I told you that Roc Nation paid for their artists, you said like other top artists, and you mentioned 2, Drake and Nicki. And I said the majority of the industry have done this, but the 2 that you've named have not. From my perspective, I've never seen it. And trust me, I'm not cool with Nicki. I would love to say she did.
To be clear, Mr. Allen, I asked about any payments you had received, right?
I'm a blogger.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Not about blogs, generally speaking, right?
Well, in the context of posted.
I asked about you, right, Mr. Allen?
Yes, and we have a blog.
Okay. And then the next question was, who is Grand Wizard, right? And you told me under oath that you didn't know who ran that account, correct?
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay. And then the last one is, did Tory send you bread on Cash App? And that's the last question you listed as something I said, right?
I didn't listen to something you said, and I was a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but the idea that Mr. Peterson would show up in my bank records if you subpoenaed it, yeah, have a good try, that one.
Do you recall me ever using the words Cash App today?
No. However.
Okay. Just want to clear that up. All right, we can move on.
She's tight.
Yeah. Sassy. I love it. I love it. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me see.
Did Miss Cooper ever tell you that she had spoken to Tory about what happened on the night of July 12th, 2020?
No.
Do you know who King Noir is?
Who? Say it.
King Noir?
Who the fuck are these people? Doesn't bring a bell.
Spell that, counsel?
Sorry. Noir King. NOIRKING.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. What about Amiel Holland Briggs?
Doesn't ring a bell. Are these names like stage names?
It's an individual's name.
Okay.
Amiel Holland Briggs is an individual's name. You don't recognize it?
No.
Okay. I'll represent to you that Mr. Holland Briggs was a content moderator for Miss Cooper. Were you aware that she had a content moderator?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna skip past this because they revealed something that the dude said. She never told me if it's under a protective order. So, but I don't care to put that out. Let's see.
It was public, right?
But anyway,
Let's
Cloud
just keep
Babies
arguing,
Elevation
bro.
Nation, thank you for tuning in. I think going there to this deposition with no attorney was not smart, although it was entertaining. Hopefully, he doesn't get a defamation lawsuit against that. But anyway, thank you so much.